Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in their voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and love that break in the mind. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, their foes can't fight. From sports to politics,
this is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. How are you doing this morning, Ken?
Oh, not too bad, actually. Halfway alive here.
Only halfway?
I was going to say, halfway's a step up from a quarter, dude.
Yeah, I think so. Well, hey, the contracts are starting to flow.
Yeah, we might actually finally get some second rounders, doing some football shit.
And a TJ Watt signing as well?
Yeah. He's unfortunately broken the heart of every team out there that had trade links to him.
Oh, no, not that. And then, of course, the second rounders. Now, not all of them have signed. There's, I think, like 5 signed yesterday. The noteworthy, though, Nick Emenwari, for the Seahawks pick, he got a fully guaranteed deal at pick number 35. So next up on the guaranteed list would be at pick 36. I don't think he's going to get it. Keyshawn Judkins for the Cleveland Browns, who just got arrested for domestic. So he probably won't get that. So let's bypass him and go to Jonah Sevilla, pick number 37 for the Miami Dolphins. You're on the clock. To see what's that. Now, pick 43 was Alfred Collins for the Niners. He signed the not fully guaranteed, and all the other signings are guys that came after him, to include 2 Chicago Bears. Ozzie Trapillo signed, and Shamar Turner both signed their deals. So the Bears got 2 out of 3 done. We're just waiting now on Luther, and of course, I think in his case, we're waiting to see, how deep the fully guaranteed contract run goes. And I got some guys on X telling me how these guys should all have fully guaranteed contracts because, they could break their leg on their first snap in the NFL and never see the field again. And then it might impact what they get for another job and a sob story. And, it's apples to oranges to compare to cops and that because they can get pensions, not if they get a career-ending injury in their first year. It's not. Like everyone else, they can just apply for disability. I don't know why guys think that. Hey, good morning, Mitch. I still don't know why these simpletons, in some way to put their arguments, are sitting there going, "Oh, they should all fully guaranteed because what if they get hurt and can't play again?" And I have zero sympathy, man. I'm sorry. If you got hurt the first day at your new job, what are you guaranteed? Workman's comp. For a bit, probably. NFL players get that too. Disability insurance, probably. NFL players get that too. And then after that, you're on your own.
Yeah, I think it's just people trying to be empathetic and think, what would they want if they were in that situation?
My wife was with a company for, 7, 8 years, whatever. She was one of their best performers, right? When she got sick, right, and then had to miss work for it, she got her disability. And after a year, and she still couldn't make it back, they let her go. She still has her disability insurance, but she wasn't guaranteed. She can probably try to go back there if she ever wanted to, maybe, and they'd probably take her back. But I mean, She was guaranteed nothing. No one in this planet on this planet is guaranteed anything. I mean, if you can get it, cool, but you don't. As a brand new worker in the workforce, you're not guaranteed anything, man. I mean, if they don't like it, they can draft other players. Good morning, Robbie. Yeah, sure, they can, and they will next year. Ratledge kind of screwed himself the 4-year deal. It's all team orientated. He needs to fulfill a ton before giving. I mean, look at the rookie deals. It's not Lions 8 full. Look, it's not that the money was ever an issue here with these second-round contracts. That's set in stone by the NFLPA and the CBA, right, when they did the agreement and they set a rookie pay scale. The amount of money these rookies are getting is not the issue. They just want it all guaranteed. So I tell you this, when you go to if you're a college student, high school kid, whatever, you go to your first job, sure they are. They're just like the rest of us. They just do a different job. They're no different than anyone else. Morning, Brent. You go to your job and ask them for a fully guaranteed contract and see what they do to you. In any profession. I mean, look, if they can get it, cool. I'm not saying that, if teams want to give it to them, that's fine. That's on them. That's the team's choice to give it to them. But as a brand new person in your profession, as a professional, they don't owe you jack.
Well, to be fair, they kind of got to claw it out of the owners type of thing, because the owner's not generally going to say out of the kindness of their heart they're going to give it to you.
Wait a minute, though. If you play all 4 years of your contract, you're going to get all 4 years, right? I mean, that's the other point here. If you're that good that you're going to stay in the NFL for 4 years, you're going to get it. If you get injured, what makes you different than Joe at his job if you were to get injured? It makes you no different. You entertain us by playing a sport. Great. We appreciate it. We like it. We pay you handsomely for that time you spend on the field to play a game that you enjoy.
Well, the joke's on you, Ken, because I don't have a job.
None of us do, Joe. That's what makes the morning show work so well. We all can be here. None of us are working.
I'm in school full time. I'm paying for the luxury of an education.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, okay, so when you get your first job, when you get done with school, please. Let me see. Name a job where the owner pays $0 of their own money for an employee. Owners pay, I mean, that's an interesting point, Luca, but it's not like you think it is, because owners do pay their own money in a way, just like any other owner of any other company does. Oh, but they make so much money, it doesn't go in their pocket. Well, so does the guy so does Bill Gates, who owns Microsoft. Bill Gates isn't putting money out of his back pocket to pay his employee, is he? Right? The company generates revenue. That's any job. Well, except for civil service, right? I mean, we're paid by tax dollars, military, cops, firefighters, teachers, so on and so forth. And none of us get guaranteed contracts. We sign contracts, some of us do, that say, the needs of the Army, the needs of the Marine Corps, the needs of the Air Force, whatever. But
well, maybe the sticking point of this is there should be a little bit of guarantee in some of those contracts.
There is. They do. They are getting. That's a thing. They are getting.
No, not the NFL players.
Well, look at you know what they're guaranteed. If you retain your job, you get to make the money. If you don't retain your job, you don't get to make the money. Same should be true in the NFL. If you can't look at people are latching. Well, what if they get injured? There are protections for players if they get injured, right? From the CBA, if they get injured, they have certain rights and certain money that they're still going to get. Right? They're going to get that money. Same thing as a civilian employer. Good morning, Yoli. If you get hurt on the job, you've got recourse. But if you get cut, you get fired, whatever, then you don't get that money. It's that simple. So what's the difference between, like, take the injury aspect out of it, because there are protections there. They're still going to make some money. They're going to get they have insurances and protections, and they've got rights in that regard, right? But take the other piece of this argument. If a guy signs a rookie deal, 4-year deal, at the end of the second year, he gets cut by the team because he's not good enough to be on the team. He's let his skills drop. He just, whatever the case may be, he Jamarcus Russelled it, ate himself out of a job, whatever. Why should a team still pay that guy? If you operate a company and you hired me and I do a great job in the first year, and the second year I start phoning it in, and I start not producing, you're going to fire me, right? But are you going to pay me for the next 2-3 years that I'm not going to be there because you fired me? No. Why should NFL teams pay players who get cut because they weren't good enough to still be on the team?
If it's that cases of it, I don't see too much of the argument. If your skills have just waned down, hey, that sucks.
Good morning, Hoss.
You do see that, like Joe had mentioned, the cap casualties before, and you see sometimes, how many
rookies are cap casualties? How many rookies are cap casualties on a rookie deal?
Yeah, very few.
That's apples to oranges there, right? Because that's a guy who's making 30, 20, 30, 40 million a year, whatever, right? That's apples to oranges, right? And he had some guaranteed money. And look, even these rookies have guaranteed money in their contracts, just not 100%. They want it all guaranteed. That's like, no. I mean, I'm sorry, on your initial contract, the fact that you're getting guaranteed money somewhere around 40 to 50 to 60%, that's pretty damn good as it is. Find me another job in America, Luca, because you want to ask it, where you're going to get that. Where if you get fired after the second year of employment, you still get paid for the third year. As a brand new employee. We've been saying that here, though, Brent. We have been saying it. That they're going to be they're going to make some noise out there in the West. Like, you're not T.J. Watt. You're a rookie, right? T.J. Watt earned the right and has leverage because of what he's done on the field. As a rookie, you haven't done anything. You've been drafted. They say, hey, we think you might fit we think you might be a good fit for our organization. Here's the pay scale.
I mean, at least the top picks, like the owners are caving and they're giving them guaranteed, like Seattle just did it.
They are. But my whole thing is, if the owner, if they want to give it to you, right? Cool, right? That's fine. That's on that owner. But to think that you deserve it just because you were drafted and you happen to play a sport, no.
Yeah, I don't disagree with your overall assessment. I'm just surprised that owners are caving in.
Me too. Because, and here's the thing, their money isn't massive in the greater scheme of what the salary cap is, right? I mean, what's a 4-year, $9 million deal to an NFL franchise? Not much, right? And if the guy only plays 2 years and, they lose $4 or $5 million, what's that to an NFL team in the greater scheme of things? Probably not much.
But it's the precedent that it set.
But it's the precedent, and if that happens, if every year you're adding another guy to that list, and all of a sudden your dead cap goes from 0 to 20 to 30 million because of these guys, then it starts to impact the cap situation. Okay, wait, let's see.
Next year, it's going to be your third round picks are going to be like, you want fully guaranteed contracts. Watch.
When you outperform in your job, you can move on to a better paying job. Not if you're a cop or firefighter in the military. You can get promoted, though. In the NFL, they can hold on onto for 2 years after the original contract with pay raises. They are getting pay raises every year. Okay, and I mean, even the contract is structured for them the first 4 years. They get a pay raise every year. And if they perform, then guess what? They're going to get that $20-30 million contract, right? Or $5-10 million, whatever, that annual raise. They already get that. Players get their raises. If they perform, they get raises. If they don't perform, they get
or if they're a running back in the NFL, they get grounded into the dirt for 4 years and tossed out of the league.
Yeah. But once again, by choice, you chose that profession. And you still played the 4 years and made that full contract. Yeah. Well, it didn't go that far in the second round, man. It only went right now, as of today, it's gone to pick 35. Pick 36 isn't going to get fully guaranteed because he's got some domestics. So let's see what Miami does at pick 37. We know for a fact that the hemorrhaging stops no matter what at pick 43. So it could be like where next year maybe it picks up from that point and goes forward. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, if the teams want to give them the fully guaranteed deal, cool. Give them the fully guaranteed deal. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know why people think they deserve it. They really don't. No more than anyone else coming out of college in their first job deserves a fully guaranteed anything. You're not guaranteed anything in life. You're getting to play a game in which you enjoy, which some of us, which we could play the game still and get paid to play it. I wish I could play a game and get paid to play it. We all do. These guys are lucky enough they can. There's a piece of that where they should just be, hey, I actually am getting the shot. Because just because you're drafted doesn't mean you make the roster either.
To be fair, if they're going to let me play in the NFL, I want a fully guaranteed contract because my career is going to last all of one snap.
One snap, yeah. So, I mean, look at like second rounders. They have a little bit better odds of sticking around for 2 or 3 years, maybe even making all 4. But that's a thing where the owners have that too. If you look at, and they probably drill down even deeper than the numbers we kind of see in that. Like, how the number 38 pick, what's the hit rate historically on number 38? They have it down to that kind of thing. But I mean, look, if you're going to make it all 4 years, you're going to get all your money anyways. So what you're telling me is you don't have faith that the guy you drafted is going to make all 4 years? Or you don't have faith in yourself that you're going to make all 4 years? The injury thing's a non-starter for me because there are protections there for you. You're going to get paid still. Would agree. But like anyone else in America who has a job and gets injured on the job, there are protections for you. I mean, you choose to play this game, just like I chose to join the military, just like Joe is choosing to go into the profession that he's educating himself for right now. We make those choices, right? At my age, there you go. Yeah, I can do that too, maybe. But I mean, we make those choices. So they make this choice to play football. And look we enjoy that they play football because we enjoy watching them play the game. But they also get compensated very well for when they're playing. So I really don't care if the kid gets drafted in the second round and after year 2 burns out and he gets cut. I'm saying the team shouldn't have to pay him anymore. He got fired because he wasn't good enough anymore. Why should the team still pay this guy millions of dollars to do nothing? And now I got dead cap space I could give to a player who can actually perform on the field. So take the injury piece out of it. I get the injury piece, but there are protections. They all have them just like most civilians do in their job. Cops don't have that. Firefighters don't have. They do. They don't. Right? They've got the same protections. That's it. But they don't have anything after that. If a cop in year 2 gets a career-ending injury, he'll get some workman's comp. He'll get some disability insurance, and after that, you're on your own. So we're saying we value a kid who plays offensive line for 2 years in the NFL more than we do the guy who became a cop or a firefighter and got hurt? Is that what we're saying? There's
a slight difference there is that a whole bunch of people know who that kid is playing football, where the immediate area knows about the cop there. So there's more notoriety.
Luca, don't get it twisted, man. And you're taking this personally. Don't take it twisted because, actually, I teach leadership. Was one of the things. And
we got Scrooge on the panel.
Yeah, I've been the boss. You want to talk about working holidays and birthdays? Dude, you're talking to the wrong dude. I've missed more birthdays, holidays, first this and that than most. Except for other people who are in my profession, because we all tend to miss a lot of those things. I miss my oldest son's almost his entire life because of my job. So really, dude, don't come at me with that horse shit. Look at, yeah, they're lucky to play in the NFL. All I'm saying is they're not owed a fully guaranteed contract. They're owed compensation, yes, for when they play, sure. And I kind of side more with the players on the contracts a lot of times than the owners. I get that. But in this particular case, I'm like, dude, no, fully guaranteed? What are you smoking? Earn your money. You have not earned your money as a rookie yet. You have not earned your money coming into the workforce. You may, because of where you were drafted, you've earned your initial entry salary, just like a lawyer does. That's a good example in a way. So law students, right, that graduate law school and go try to find a job with a law firm afterwards, the guys who go to Harvard and Yale, they make the big money at coming out of law school because where they came from, right? The guy who goes to St. Louis University, right? Maybe it's a tier 2 law school. Doesn't make enough as much on the initial contract as that attorney who goes to WashU, which is a higher tier school. But after 3 years in that, they get the performance bit. Now they get to the performance-based pay. Guess who can make more money? The kid that went to SALU or Lucas School of Law and passed the bar, right? That's what the draft is. You're getting paid more money based on your draft position, right? So you're getting paid more there. Then after that, it's all on your performance base. So really, it being fully guaranteed, no, because you have to perform to earn it still. I don't complain and bring it up in that regard. My job was what it was, Luca. I proudly served, Luca. And look in the end, because I did my job and I was good at it, I was able to retire, and I'm like you, I don't work anymore because I earned that right. But I didn't get all this on day one. I had to earn it over 26 years of service.
I gotta go get ready for jiu-jitsu, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one, brother.
See you, buddy.
Jim, I don't know if it's just Gen Zers. Yep, I think so too. I mean, look let's not get twisted either. We're not talking about second contracts. We're talking about initial entry level contract into the league. That's what we're talking about here. Initial entry level contract into their profession. I think it's a mistake, to just give it willy nilly. Now, if an owner wants to, I'm not saying they can't or they shouldn't. It's on them. If the owner wants to, cool. But for the player to demand it, or I'm not going to play, nah, I'm not down with that. You gotta, at that point, you got to earn it. If you can make a compelling case to ownership why they should give you a fully guaranteed contract and they buy into it, cool, man. Kudos to you for that. They have faith that you're going to make it all 4 years. That's cool. After these guys get burned by a couple guys, though, they're not going to give them anymore, right? That's what happens, right, Ken? I mean, they get burned, you don't do it again. So, I don't blame ownership / GMs who are trying to be fiscally sound with their budget to not fully guarantee. I think on the player's side, if you play all 4 years, you're going to get every penny of that contract. So
yeah, but I still don't blame the players for trying to get it, because if you don't try, the answer is always no.
Oh yeah. Good morning, Philip. No, look, I get that. I have no problem with people trying to get it. Like, go ahead and ask. right? And let's say, hey, man, we just don't want to give fully guaranteed contracts to guys in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. We really don't. And even if they don't have to do this, but they even go, hey, look, we don't give it. Here's why. Here's the burnout rate. Here's the non-hit rate. Here are how many guys at your draft number didn't make it to the end of their 4-year deal. Right? So statistically speaking, we like you. We hope you'll make it all 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's at that point, okay, fine. If the player goes, well, if you're not going to make it fully guaranteed, I'm not going to play. Sorry, that's where you lose me. That's where you lose me. Ozzy Trapillo, yep, he signed his contract. Yep, and you know what? And that's and you know what's funny, broski, is that's not far off from where they were. I think most of these guys got a 5 to 10% bump in what the guaranteed piece. So I mean, see, they're still getting fully guaranteed.
I was going to say, yeah, a 10% bump on those type of contracts is still a damn significant amount of money. So they can still count it as a win. You know, you're at least getting a little bit more than the last guy.
Yeah, well, they are anyways because the dollar amount goes up every year. But I mean, look at, you know, I think that's fair. That's more than fair. That the fact that they get anything guaranteed is more than fair, to be honest with you. Because in any other profession, you're not even guaranteed your first year. Right? Go be an attorney. You're not guaranteed any money past your first day that you show up in any profession. So, I mean, that's still good. Yeah, I tell them to kick rocks too, man. I mean, Ozzy Trapillo getting basically 2 3/4 year of the 4-year fully guaranteed. That's great. That's more than great. That translates to what? $6, $7, $8 million he's guaranteed in his back pocket. If he gets injured and never plays another snap, he has made almost $8 million, probably somewhere around there, for his family. And then he can still go get him some other kind of job doing something else and make money. Oh, but he won't have the lifestyle he's accustomed to. And I don't give a shit. Does anyone give a shit when you don't have the lifestyle?
That's the part where they lose me. I could care less about them living the NFL lifestyle. What I prefer there is that since a lot of these players do come from lower income areas, and you know their families don't have a whole lot, is setting them up something to where they can still function. That's where I give a shit.
Yeah, I think the fully guaranteed contract, like I kind of think it's a mistake. I think if you want to give them some guaranteed money, that's fine, but fully guaranteed to me is a mistake. Half of a 4-year deal, that's still better than anyone else out here watching the shows and getting their civilian world job. I mean, so they're already ahead of they're getting ahead of everyone else in that regard. I mean, that's fine though. I don't think though they have the right to demand it yet. You're not T.J. Watt. You're not Khalil Mack. You're not, any of these guys who've earned their stripes in the league. You're being hired on at an entry level, so to speak. I know the entry level thing is kind of a bad argument in a sense because if you're starting right tackle, you're starting right tackle. But you know what I'm saying, that your entry level contract in the NFL. Good morning, Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.
But I'm happy to see some of these guys signed, and they weren't the only signings, right? So Trapillo got his deal for the Bears. Shamar Turner, the Bears took care of theirs real quick. The Bills signed their guy, TJ Sanders, right? And he got 79% guaranteed. I mean, that's pretty good. That's still good. So he got TJ Watt gets the big extension, 3-year, $123 million extension, $108 million fully guaranteed. Look at TJ Watt's not even in a fully guaranteed contract, and he's TJ frickin' Watt. And you're a second rounder. Know your role. Let me see. There was something else that happened. Rasheed Rice. Sorry, Kansas City still sucks. Rashid Rice sentenced to 30 days in jail, 5 years of probation.
Yeah, and he's going to be facing a multiple game suspension.
The prison sentence can be served at any time within the 5-year period of his probation. So he can do it like next June or when the season's over. So, he won't miss game time due to it as he crashed it, as he was, driving his Lamborghini and got that DUI or whatever it was. So yeah, he's gonna miss some time, but we want to give him fully guaranteed rookie deals. Mike Williams is retiring from the Los Angeles Chargers. He's gonna retire, so that's interesting. I'm wondering if Keenan Allen now signs with the Chargers.
It wouldn't shock me because you heard him say that was one of the few places he wanted to go.
The Cowboys, with their second rounder, defensive end Donovan Ezekuru, got his contract. The first 3 years are fully guaranteed, and 38% of the fourth year of his deal is guaranteed. And of course, Nick Onwami got a fully guaranteed deal. The Raiders with their guy, what was his guarantee? They don't say how much of his contract was guaranteed. Ratledge for the Lions, he signed, of course. But they don't say what his, how much of his is guaranteed. So, I mean, guys are signing. That's good, Yeah, Allen to the Chargers makes sense, Brent. Well, okay, so Addison settles his case. His trial, his jury trial for his DUI. Yeah, NFC North is wide open, man.
You couldn't be more right on that. You talk about a guy that needs to produce and show a little something.
Yeah, I think he'll go back to the Chargers.
I hope so, but it ain't looking too good.
That's pretty. Yeah, we're hearing about that. I mean, look, we're less than 2 weeks out from the first preseason game with the Lions and the Chargers. Tomorrow, rookies report to camp in Chicago. By Tuesday, everyone will report to camp across the league. Geez, they got guys who are really out for a minute there. So a lot of these rookies, look, only 5 more signed yesterday. So there's a lot of rookies still to sign. Luca, that would make sense. Well, it depends. If he appeals it now, it might adjudicate it really quick. So it depends on when they hand down the suspension and when he appeals it. If they hand it down. Madden curse coming for the Eagles, and of course, Saquon's got the 4K curse too, right? Or whatever that not the 4K curse. Yeah,
400.
The 400 curse, yeah. I added an extra 0 there. I'm allowed to do that. I'm old. So let's see.
So is that early onset Alzheimer's coming in?
No. But I'm interested to see how many more of these rookies sign. They're still getting good guarantees in their contract. I mean, people act like they weren't getting any money guaranteed. They're still getting good guarantee. Just 100% guarantee on the initial contract for me is a bridge too far. If a team wants to give it to them, that's fine. But Luca, you must work every holiday, every birthday. You must miss every significant event in your children's life, and that's your edict going forward now. Because
all right, you know what? That's it. We're bringing out the MMA Maniac show, and we're putting Ken and Luca in a cage. Anybody that has had 400 carries as a running back their production the next year is taking a significant drop, and some guys have completely fallen off the map after that 400 rushing attempts.
Yeah. Yeah, there's truth to it, man. There's truth to it.
Shit, I was gonna say, just look at LJ's season. Larry Johnson was freaking phenomenal that year, and then almost disappeared out of the league after.
Look at the other guys like Todd Gurley. He disappeared real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, he had a lot of injuries that he dealt with all the way leading up to that 400 carry season. So him, I'll kind of mitigate there because his body was a ticking time bomb.
Running backs in general, right? But once again, you choose to be a running back in this league. That goes with the territory. I have no pity for him in that regard. You especially the ones who get that second contract. I feel somewhat sad for the guys who don't get to the second contract because they never got the chance to make the big money.
Yep.
But dude, to play a game that we enjoyed as kids, to still make millions of dollars, and really, if you manage your money right, you will never have to work again, right? I kind of don't feel bad for you. If you still made like $5, $6, $7, $8 million, let's say you made $8 million earned, and after taxes and agent and everything else, let's say you cleared $4 million. Let's say you just cleared half of it, dude.
Yeah, but
if you do it right, you're set up.
We've also heard too from these professional players that the amount of money that they gotta invest in the upkeep of their body is somewhere around like $1 million to $2 million a season. So he's not getting the full thing.
Once again, though, dude, I mean, it's the cost of doing business. I had to pay money to do mine. Luca has to pay money to do his. Let me see. Wait. Oh, he was a. Yeah, man. I mean, yes. Thank you, Go Pack Go. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, especially on X. Look, I mean, it's cost of doing business. I mean, but you choose to do this profession, so there are things that go along with it, right? And I get where Luca is coming from. I get where certain fans are coming from with this, but once again, they fail to maybe remember this. These guys chose this profession, and they chose this profession for a reason. Why? In some cases, it's all they can't do anything.
That's kind of like the argument that, and we're going way back in history with this one. We're talking like Industrial Revolution type of shit, where the people were bitching about not having the safety equipment and not being paid a livable wage to do their job. And then the owners would say, "Oh, well, you chose to do this line of work." You know what's funny about Antonio Brown? The dude's making $250,000 a year on X, just by posting on X. Hey, being crazy is beneficial sometimes. And when you spend your money stupidly, I'm sorry, you're filing bankruptcy, right? I mean, that's just a lot of the players had that problem. They spent their money stupid. The body upkeep, it's cost of doing business. That's something you accept when you take the job, right? I mean, look, what I'm trying to say is these guys are no different than you or I, or Luca, or Go Pack Go, or Mad Yinzer, or Broski, or anyone else. We all accepted certain things when we took our first job. We all accepted certain costs of doing business. We all accepted a pay scale. We all accept certain things. These NFL players are no different, except their pay scale is a lot higher. Their job is different, sure, than what some do, right? But I mean, they're also in an industry that makes ungodly money. Oh yeah, they do. But once again, though, that where players pick their teams, talk about that would be chaos. Oh, well, they do. It's called free agency. What are you talking about coming into the league? Yeah, I know, but free agency they kind of do. But I mean, look they have a union that signed a collective bargaining agreement, agreed on certain pay scales for rookies and so on. They have a salary cap, which they've agreed upon.
So I mean, they're working within the confines of what they've agreed upon. The fact that some owners make $2 billion a year and some make under maybe 900 million, some make less. That's just business. But like when you go work for Microsoft, and Microsoft makes $1 trillion this year in profit, and you made $80,000 to do your job, it's no different, right? They all get paid consummate to what they do, because when you get out of that second contract, you get to that second contract, that's where you get your performance-based money from, pretty much, right? You've earned the pay raise. You've earned the big pay bump. I mean, so it's a little different, but in a lot of ways, there's a lot of similarities to what everyone else in America or across the world does with their jobs. So I mean, when it comes to this fully guaranteed contract or your first job in a profession that you're choosing to do, why should I feel sorry because you choose to play football? Why? I mean, if you don't like it, go be a math teacher, go be a chemist, go be go be a cop, go be a lawn care professional, whatever it is that you want to do to earn money. You're choosing to be in this profession. Oh, but the owners make so much money. Well, so do the owners of so many other companies. I mean, what the owners make, in the NFL compared to what owners of successful businesses in other sectors make, the NFL owners might be look like they're poor in comparison, right? I mean, it's no different. I mean, but they're NFL players. You must idolize them. No, we don't. Charles Barkley said it best. I'm not a role model. In terms of being a professional athlete, he said, I am not a role model. I play basketball. I'm just trying to keep them realistic, Brent. Look at mitigate expectations, right? Mitigate expectations. That's all it is. I mean, if you're good, you're going to get paid. If you're not good, you're not going to get paid. And even some of these people who aren't good still get paid. Or aren't getting any more. Look at Mark Pryor. Mark Pryor was a good pitching prospect for the Chicago Cubs, right? Came out, played a couple of really good seasons, injures the arm. For 10 years after, he suckered teams every year to pay him $1 million to, quote unquote, rehab the arm.
Sounds like a smart man to me.
Dude, yeah. The guy got over and made lots of money doing it. I mean, that's great on him. But I mean, you're not guaranteed anything in life. That's the point. And you shouldn't be guaranteed a contract coming into your profession just because you think you should. You don't deserve. No, I deserve it. For what? What have you done? You haven't done anything except get drafted or sign, to say, I want to, I agreed to enter the draft to play football in the NFL. That's what you've done. Great. Ken, I think we could all say that. I, too, will agree to be in the draft to join the NFL.
Yeah,
Great.
but the problem is I don't think there's a single team out there that's going to pick either one of us.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people watch because of Jerry. But once again, Luca, you're conflating things.
No.
No one buys Microsoft because of their well, now he doesn't do anything, of the ownership. No one buys stuff from Amazon because they like the owner. No one buys stuff from Chevy because they like the ownership group for Chevy or Ford or whatever. I mean, that's not a good argument, Luca.
And
no one watches TV shows on Fox because they like the guy who owns Fox.
Yeah, and Ken, the ones that are watching for Jerry Jones, those aren't people. Those are just Cowboy fans.
Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about, Luca, we're not talking about pay in general, right? We're talking about rookie deal for a guy who's never played a snap in the league, and you want 4 years guaranteed millions of dollars, and you've not done anything. You've shown potential. And that's why they drafted you at that point. You've shown potential. Why should they get it? Why should they get a guaranteed deal and you don't for your first job out of the Army? You've shown potential. That's why the employer is hiring you. So I think we'll get more signings today. How many more will be fully guaranteed? Well, Seattle, they were next man up. They paid it. So I guess now we'll kind of wait and see what happens in Miami today, because Cleveland's not going. They're in no rush to sign Quinshawn after his domestic.
Yeah.
So we'll see how deep this goes. But like I said, I don't mind these guys if they can get it, great. But they don't. People think, oh, they deserve it. They no, they haven't done anything yet. Yeah, let's see Luther Burden get signed today. I'd be happy as a Bears fan for that to happen. And look, he's probably going to get almost 75% at minimum. It looks like guaranteed. Some are close to that if he doesn't get a fully guaranteed. That's still a crap load of money. So if the guy plays 2 years and crashes out, he's still made a good amount of money in his career and now can go on and do something else. People act like these guys, when they leave the NFL, don't have the ability to do anything else, or if they got injured, they're not going to be due any kind of injury compensation. They all are. Yeah, probably 3. He could get all 4. He's on that bubble, right? The free market, the percentage of guaranteed money on the contracts is higher for UDFA than rounds 3 through 7. UDFA is also usually not. They can be 1-year deals, 2-year deals. So yeah, it's significantly less money. Significantly less money. You're not talking about millions there. You're talking about hundreds of thousands. Look, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to convince me, Luca. I'm sorry. On an initial contract, the fact these guys are already getting 50, 60%, 30, 40, 50, 60% guaranteed is much better than anyone else in any other profession is going to get straight out of college. They haven't earned the money yet. If they're good enough to stay in the league for 4 years, they're going to earn every penny of it. Shouldn't they earn it? Why should it just be handed to them? Yeah. That's the way I look at it. The injury piece, they've got protections. But, if I get cut in year 3, you're still going to pay me for 2 years. If I get cut after year 3, you're still going to pay me for that last year. Why? You were released because you're not good. Or I should say you're not good. You're not good enough to be on that team. So why should they pay you? If, Luca, you got fired tomorrow because you're not good enough at your job anymore, and you're not performing, why should that company pay you for the next year? And I think, Ken, who was it you or Joe who brought up cap casualties? Joe, right?
Joe, yeah.
Okay, but usually when these guys get cut and cap casualties, they're still owed money, right? Dead cap happens. They still get money they're owed. That's kind of it's a compensation package is what it is.
You do see some of the guys that have some money left too, but you'll see a lot of the times the cap casualties will be the guys that have no guaranteed money left or have very little. So those are the first guys on the chopping block because they know they can save a shit ton.
Yeah, well, like Cole Kmet. If you get rid of him next year, you save $10 million. You only got to give him like $1 million. That's still a compensation package, though. He's going to get some money out the door. So yeah, I mean, it's the business you agree to be a part of, man. And as a fan, I enjoy watching them play, but I don't want to hear. I'm sorry, the sob stories don't work on me. The sob stories just don't cut it. So, but I think Yisner's right, man. Like, you just want guaranteed in case you suck. The injury piece, there's protections built in. If you're spending $1 million to take care of your body, dude, really, you're overspending. You're overspending. Be smarter with your money. Be Gronk. Gronk was smart, dude. Never spent a penny of an NFL contract while he played. He was smart. Some of these guys are smart with their money. Just got to be smart with your money. Once again, I don't care about your stupidity with how you handle your money. That's on you. I'm not going to feel sorry for you because you spend your money stupidly. And say, I need more. No, you got paid. You obviously didn't learn these lessons as a kid or as a young adult, which most of these guys kind of still are, right? Still. Speaking of adults, my kid turns 8. My youngest turns 18 on Sunday. I successfully guided another one to adulthood. I've done my job. I want guaranteed money now.
My fucking God. I swear, I cannot wait till they all sign so I never have to hear the words guaranteed money for the rest of this year again.
I should quit. My boss, Ken, is paying below minimum wage. You're making more money than I am for this podcast and make me work 17 hours a day and makes me comment on his podcast. Well, you're making more than me to do this, man. But
Hey,
Luca,
Luca, here, you got the other owner here. I definitely appreciate you, and I'll be increasing your pay.
Look, I appreciate you too, Luca, but I mean, let's not conflate like initial entry level contract versus your second or third contract, right? Or you're in the civilian world, a lot of times it's not contract, right? You just agree to work there. You don't actually sign a contract per se, and then you can get raises and negotiate for raises, stuff like that. But I mean, if you don't like the working conditions over your work, you're more than free in the civilian world, especially to pick up and move. In some cases, you get a non-compete clause, depending on your profession. The NFL is no different. You can't just decide, I don't like my team anymore, I'm going to quit and go play for another team. You have basically, what is a non-compete clause, right? Because you signed a contract saying you'll be there for 4 years. Now, once that contract's over, you can go wherever you want. That's called free agency, right? So, I mean, I don't feel sorry for them, especially the amount of money these guys are making. Just manage your money, man. Look at the undrafted free agent rookie who makes like $700,000 if he makes the roster. Mine's his money because they know they're not making much. I mean, I get the injury piece. I get, they might only play 3 years, and they should be happy they got the 3 years they got, to be honest. Let's not forget they're playing a game for our entertainment. If we weren't entertained by it, we wouldn't do podcasts. We wouldn't go to games. We wouldn't spend money on jerseys, on hats, on flags, on all the other crap we buy. It's an entertainment industry of which we like to partake in. They're entertainers. At the end of the day, they're entertainers playing a game. And they entertain us by being skillful in their game they play. And they are very skillful, and we appreciate that, and that's why they make the money they make. Just like when you go see a movie with your favorite actor, that actor is making $20 million to make a movie or whatever because you enjoy their movies. Not much different. So, once again, I really, really, I side on the players when it comes to their other contracts, like, hey, you've earned the money, you're generating revenue, you should definitely get paid. As a rookie, you haven't generated jack. I think first rounders have the best case for it because they usually generate revenue day one. Caleb last year, look how many Caleb Williams jerseys were sold the night he got drafted. Same with Rome Odunze, right? They started generating revenue for the franchise the second they were drafted. I don't think I'm going to see a lot of Ozzie Trapillo and Luther Burden III jerseys in the stands this year.
Oh, I bet you're going to see Luther Burden once. It's a wide receiver.
You might see it. There might be a couple. Popular. Well, I mean, like I said, there might be a couple, but he's not going to generate that much revenue, comparatively speaking. Oh. Compared to Rome, he's not going to generate even close to the same amount of revenue. Right? Right. That's what I'm saying. They started generating right away first rounders. A lot of first rounders will generate revenue, especially quarterbacks. Rome, there are a lot of Odunze jerseys. Maybe they didn't, crack the top 20 in the NFL, but they still generated revenue. I get them a little bit more. They're instant revenue generators. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth rounders aren't. A couple of them might generate a little bit, but most will generate next to none that rookie year in terms of like jersey sales, stuff like that. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule, right? But I mean, like I said, I think these guys, man, like if you can get 50 to 80% even fully guaranteed, you're doing better than anyone else is. So don't get me wrong, Luca. I get you, man. I just don't think that if you haven't done anything in this league yet and you're a second-round pick, you should get you're owed 100% guaranteed contract for 4 years. Really? I'd like to see the numbers on that.
Oh.
I would like to see the numbers on that. So, yeah, so maybe we'll see some more signings. And then for Monday, as we prepare for everyone to be at camp on Tuesday, man, maybe we'll have full rosters. And then we got the kid for Cincinnati, right? The first-round pick. See what he's going to do. That kid, I have no – like, dude, the only thing you're objecting to in your contract is the clause that says, don't get arrested, don't get in trouble. Like, how freaking hard is that?
Yeah, hey, you know me. I try to argue for the players anywhere that I can, but there's no argument with that.
There's no argument for that. Just don't get in trouble.
Hey,
but he should be allowed to get a misdemeanor thrown at him. He's a professional football player. No. There's no argument you can make for that guy. Oh, but what if he gets a speeding ticket? Well, I mean, we don't know. Well, we don't know the specific language. I'm sure it's not for going 75 and the 60. But I'm sure he was doing
that's what it is. I could see bitching about that.
But if it's like, well, what if he gets, if he's doing 120 and a 60, that's another story, right? So I mean, we have to see the specific language on that. But it's like, just don't get in trouble.
I mean, I still want to.
Here you go. Drive the speed limit. God, that's hard to do. It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you say that, Ken? Because
you know what though? If I had $15 million on the line, I'd drive the speed limit.
I'd like to think that I would.
Yeah.
I'd like to think. But what I think in reality are two different things.
If I had that much money on the line, I would drive the speed limit. Luka would drive the speed limit. And Luka's a wild man. We already know that. And he would even drive the speed limit. $15 million on the line? Yeah, he'd drive the speed limit. And then if they don't, guess what? What is not my problem? You made that choice. Yes, I would, Luka. I would too. 15 mil? Oh yeah, I drive like my wife, 5 miles under the speed limit. Okay.
She's I was gonna say, then your wife is one of the drivers I absolutely fucking hate.
No, she's not that bad, but she does the speed limit.
If you're not doing 5 miles over the speed limit, you're driving slow.
Well, not if you're behind a semi doing the speed limit, then you can still draft. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like once again, that kid has. And you know what the thing is? He thinks, well, I can just go back to college and go back in the draft next year. And what does he think that teams aren't going to put the same clause in the contract?
Especially if it's that much of a sticking point.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, no. I will say there's probably some team out there, because of how desperate they are, that they take that out of the contract for them. Hey.
Dude, you're the guy as a first round pick, he'd make what, $8 million this year? That's $8 million lost. I mean, just how stupid can you be? Now, look, we don't know the specific language, but if it's not, if you get a speeding ticket for doing 11, 12 over, whatever, fine. If the contract is like, don't get charged with any misdemeanors or felonies, and he's like, nah, I can't sign that, then, dude, what is your problem? Maybe you shouldn't be in the league at all if you're just going to be a criminal.
Hey, we've had some criminals be some damn good football players.
We have. I mean, just sign the contract saying you're not going to be a criminal and go play. I'm not going to break the law. How hard is that?
Hey, no, that's going to hamper his ability to play football.
I can't be Sam Hurd selling keys of Coke on the sidelines. And on that note, I hope everyone has a phenomenal weekend. Thank you for being with us all week. We're getting into it, guys. We're getting close to camp. We've had a good off season. We have not even had to talk about our favorite topic, the jock tax this year.
Oh God, no fucking tax code 102.
Thank you guys for making it such a great week. Thank you for the discussion, Luka. and everyone else in the comments, know we love you. Know that hey, we're getting players on the field, man. We're getting close to watching the game we enjoy. And then watching guys make lots of money to do it while we pay lots of money to watch it. But that's the way it works. It's all our choices, and that's just it. There are choices. So make good choices this weekend. Ken and I are not bailing any of you out, but if you do get arrested, remember, establish dominance early. Have a great weekend, everyone. Oh yeah, the rest of the safety brief. Don't add to the population. Don't take away from the population.
All right.
If you
Have a good day,
establish dominance early. Have a great weekend, everyone.